Hey, all you conspiracy theorists out there, you might want to take a listen because an Oxford scientist named David Robert Grimes says he's just come up with a mathematical model which finds loopholes among conspiracy theories. His model basically focuses on the probability of the success or the failure of different conspiracies, taking different things into account. Different factors such as the number of people involved in the conspiracy, the length of time things will be kept under wraps for, the maximum amount of people that can be involved, Mark, in these kinds of things before somebody eventually becomes a whistleblower and lets the truth out. So he's actually applied official numbers to this, and he's getting very specific. He said he worked out that for something to stay a secret for over 100 years, it cannot have more than 125 people involved. So things clearly like climate change, the moon landing, vaccination conspiracy theories, all cannot be true because those things involve up to hundreds of thousands of people. So the probability of one person coming out is very, very likely if it is true. So I have a quote here from David Grimes himself. Here's what he says. "It is common to dismiss conspiracy theories and their proponents out of hand, but I wanted to take the opposite approach to see how these conspiracies might be possible. To do that, I looked at the vital requirement for a viable conspiracy, secrecy." So he's kind of taking the background, now doing the opposite, so looking things from the other side and then turning it inside out. What do you think?
Well, his whole premise is based on the supposition that nobody has come out about the moon landing,
right,
that nobody has come out about chemtrails, that nobody has come out about these things. And I refute his supposition in this matter because the moon landings took place between 1969 and 1972, and conspiracy theories about that started happening in the mid-70s. So according to his own math, he confirms that it because somebody had come out within 4 years.
Right. And let's not forget, I'm not saying he's right or wrong here. I'm just saying he's come up with this algorithm himself, right? And he's applying it now to everything. So we can't forget that this is his own algorithm.
But he's saying, he's denying that people have come out about these things. People have come out about these things, but they're shot down, their credibility is ruined, or people don't take them seriously, but people have come out.
Yeah, but were they people working for NASA on the actual project coming out and saying, all right, guys, Stanley Kubrick, he shot it all in the studio here at Warner Brothers. You got us.
Okay,
no
well,
one's really come out like that.
That's ridiculous. The video of Stanley Kubrick online that surfaced recently is completely ridiculous. Whoever did that was just like a bad actor. Very bad at improv, not a good actor, and it was very clear. If you bought that, then you're foolish. But I'm just saying that in all of these cases, whether it be the moon landing or chemtrails or cancer cure or whatever it is, there are plenty of people who have come forward, but they never are taken seriously, or their credibility is ruined, or they end up dead.
Right. But it makes for a good conversation. Look, he brings up some good points. He's saying a plot to cover up unsafe vaccinations, right? There's all these conspiracy theories about how, vaccinations are secretly injecting us stuff that we don't know about and all that. He's saying that would involve, up to 22,000 people in order to cover that up. And these are all speculations that he's putting out, and I think he has very, very good points. And the probability of one out of 22,000 people coming out who actually worked on it, I'm not talking some guy who's making some YouTube video saying, the government's out to get me.
He's actually proving the opposite of what he's saying here.
Why?
Because of all these cases, you can look at all of them, and I'm not saying I believe or don't believe in any of these things, but in all of these conspiracy cases, these major cases, somebody has come out.
Yes.
Somebody who was there came out. Roswell, people who were there came out and said it. Their credibility was ruined, and PR campaigns smeared against them or whatever. But people involved in these things do come out. And so, according to his own math, they came out in the time that it would allot, the 4 years that he says it would happen. Right. It has happened.
Do you yourself believe people who come out and say these kinds of things, though? Because
I take them seriously.
We should, and I do too. I don't shut anything down before, I'm sure, of course. But at the same time, it's not always the most credible people who come out and say these things.
His whole supposition based on this algorithm, he actually comes to the opposite conclusion of what you would expect, because he's pretending that these people did not come out.
Yeah.
And they have.
Right. Those people, though, that's the question. Like, who are those people?
Well, okay, we go back to questioning their credibility.
Well, that's the whole point, though.
I question his credibility.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
He is a cancer research scientist at the University of Oxford. And at the end of it, by the way, it is his own damn algorithms that he came up with. So it depends who you frickin' ask.